hardest working rivers in the world. It contains 27 hydroelectric dams along its 430-mile length.
Looking at a duck tour.
It originates up in the upper peninsula of Michigan in a lake called Lac Vieux-Desert, and then it snakes through the state of Wisconsin all the way until it empties out to Mississippi and Prairie du Chien. Now you might notice it has a particular brown color to it. So that's not due to excessive muddiness or pollution or anything. It's due to a substance called tannic acid. So much further upstream, the Wisconsin River goes through a series of tamaracks, swamps, and bogs. And all those tamaracks raise rocks and release huge amounts of this tannic acid into the river. That's what gives it that caramel color. So the river's actually pretty clean. We find tannic acid in all sorts of different beverages, like coffee and tea, red wine, cola, and my personal favorite, Jack Daniels.
What?
That shoreline on the right there, you see a 100-yard gap in the tree line? Well, this is the site of one of the worst disasters in the Wisconsin Dells area. So right on the other side of that hill there is artificial Lake Delton. And I'm sure a lot of you remember back in June of 2008, the Midwest received that huge amount of rainfall and we had all that terrible flooding. Well, on June 9th of that year, Lake Delton rose 51.5 inches until it finally broke through a weak point of shore here on the other side of County Highway A. The entire 267-acre lake jumped into the river in about 2.5 hours. Oh, looks like we had a birthday party. So right behind those people, you can see where the sand ends there. That's how high the river got that day. They actually repaired the lake at a cost of $3.6 million, and we're going to get a better look at the breach site once we get into the lake in about 10 minutes here. Believe it or not, there used to be an entire small city up here on the shore to the right. That was called Newport, and back in the 1850s, 60s, it had about 2,000 people. It was a thriving little community, and it was quickly growing into one of the larger inland cities here in Wisconsin. And then a rumor went around that the Milwaukee La Crosse Railroad was going to build a big railroad bridge right here to span the river. This sent land speculators buying up all the real estate area, and prices skyrocketed. And the president of that railroad was a man named Byron Gilmore. And he was so cool, he just resurveyed the bridge a few miles upstream, and that's where they ended up building it. A little community grew up around it, and a lot of the people in Newport literally packed up shop and moved to the new town by the railroad bridge. What was left of the town here was destroyed by a fire in the year 1900. And if you hike around up there, you can still see remnants of it. Now, what about that town Kilbourne?